The quaint suburban street Sunnyside Lane was the last place you'd expect a murder. Neighbors knew each other, kids played on sidewalks, but on a crisp autumn morning evil found its way to paradise. The victim, Mrs. Emily Parker, was a kind soul, known for her baking and her love of birds. Her husband, a quiet accountant, was away on a business trip. Police arrived to find her in the living room, lifeless. No forced entry, no signs of struggle, no witnesses. It was a puzzle with no immediate answers. Days turned into weeks. The investigation stalled. The detectives, veterans with years under their belts, were baffled. Just when it seemed like the trail had gone cold, a new piece of the puzzle emerged, one with feathers and a beak. High in his cage overlooking the living room, Bud the parrot had seen it all. Bud, an African gray known for mimicking Mrs. Parker's phrases, suddenly started repeating a new, unsettling phrase. "Don't hurt me, John, don't." At first, the housekeeper dismissed it as Bud's usual mimicry, but the repetition, the urgency in Bud's voice, it all seemed too real, too specific. She told the police. Could this bird, this creature of instinct and imitation, hold the key to solving Mrs. Parker's murder? The detectives, initially skeptical, listened intently as Bud, perched on the housekeeper's arm, repeated the chilling phrase. The name John sent a jolt through the investigation. John Miller, Mrs. Parker's disgruntled gardener, had recently been fired after a heated argument. Could Bud be the star witness they needed? The idea of a parrot as a key witness sparked a media frenzy. Legal experts debated the admissibility of animal testimony. Could a bird, even one as intelligent as an African gray, understand the gravity of its words? Could it differentiate between mimicry and reality? The prosecution argued that Bud's words, combined with John Miller's history with Mrs. Parker, presented a compelling case. The defense, however, argued that a parrot's testimony was unreliable, inadmissible in a court of law. It was a battle of science versus legal precedent, a case that could redefine the boundaries of justice. The courtroom was packed. The world watched as Bud, in a specially designed cage, became the center of attention. The prosecution, in a surprising move, decided not to put Bud on the stand. Instead, they presented a compelling case built on forensic evidence and circumstantial evidence. They showed that John Miller's fingerprints were found on the murder weapon, a gardening trowel that he'd tried to dispose of. They presented security footage of Miller's truck near Mrs. Parker's house around the time of her death. While Bud's testimony remained inadmissible, his words had cracked the case open, leading the police to the physical evidence they needed. The jury deliberated for days. The weight of the evidence, the chilling echo of Bud's words, it all pointed to John Miller's guilt. Finally, the verdict came. Guilty. Justice, it seemed, had been served, even without the parrot's direct testimony. Bud's case wasn't isolated. Throughout history, animals, from dogs to dolphins to even pigs, have played a role in solving crimes. A dog's keen sense of smell has led police to missing persons. A cat's unusual behavior alerted a family to a carbon monoxide leak. These instances, while often viewed as anecdotal, raise fascinating questions about the animal kingdom and its potential role in criminal justice. Could we be underestimating the intelligence and sensory capabilities of animals? Could they hold the key to unlocking mysteries that baffle human investigators? Bud's story, while centered on a crime, transcends the boundaries of a typical murder mystery. It forces us to confront our understanding of animal intelligence, their ability to perceive and remember. It challenges our legal systems, prompting us to ask if and how we can incorporate animal witnesses into our pursuit of justice. Perhaps most importantly, Bud's story reminds us that the lines between the human and animal world are blurrier than we think. It serves as a stark reminder that the creatures we share this planet with have hidden depths, capable of surprising us, of aiding us, and perhaps even of speaking for those who can no longer speak for themselves.